Cassie end up getting? Did she get the $30 million or, reportedly, nearly 9 figures?
This is the same man that used to wrestle with Usher over the Frosted Flakes. Did he say he used to wrestle with Usher over Frosted Flakes?
That you trust or whatever, they won't say a fucking word. I listened to the Breakfast Club, they were pathetic. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, okay, what happened? Oh, well, prayers for everybody. They said this little generic thing, right? Yo, they said Cassie was getting pummeled by dozens of male prostitutes without her consent in freak-offs, getting her ass beat to a bloody pulp, and yeah, for decades. You know what the Breakfast Club says? Well, you know, prayers to everybody. This is kind of crazy. I'm like, what?
We gonna call
they hear me call
Demon Diddy. P. Demon Diddy. Definitely P. Demon Diddy, because, oh my God.
I'm not going to use the fact that everybody's scared of him for me to just skip this entire topic, okay? I'm not going to make up lies on him neither, nor am I going to be wishing that, you know, everything is true or wishing for his downfall. I'm going to keep it as real as possible, all right? So, yeah, very explosive and breaking news that happened in the last 24 hours is that the lawsuit, which really it was an unnamed amount, right?
The 22-year-old Miss Ventura felt beholden to his whims and demands. While in New York City, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he wanted to engage in a fantasy that he called voyeurism. Mr. Combs said that it would turn him on if he saw Miss Ventura with another peen. The first time Mr. Combs hired a man and brought him to his home in Los Angeles, the man, Mr. Combs and Ventura wore a masquerade mask and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Miss Ventura to perform sexual acts with this man while Mr. Combs watched them.
This is not something that just started, and this is not something that will soon to be ending. This is just the open book beginning.
Multiple days. Mr. Combs began to call the arrangements a freak-off or a FO. He would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura at random moments that he wanted an FO, and Miss Ventura was eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of the male sex worker. At certain points during Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs' relationship, he would insist on freak-offs weekly. Mr. Combs would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura that the practice was our thing and our secret. Freak-offs would often take place in hotel suites and include the Trump International Hotel in the Columbus Circle hotels.
And they said Jaguar Wright was crazy. She came out months ago and said that Cassie was being held captive by Puffy. She been let people know what it was. Crazy don't seem so crazy no more, huh? I bet you people want to talk to her now and hear the rest of her story. She got to tell.
Christopher Williams, I don't know. I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened. But Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork. See? And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff.
When the ex-girlfriend Gina came out, everybody laughed at her. Oh, she was lying. Everything seemed so far-fetched. You still think it's far-fetched? How is it that this man has been talked about for years about the things that he's done to people, and not yet has nothing happened to him? He's still living his life every day like he's done nothing. Cassie originally was with Ryan Leslie, and then Puffy did some finagling to put her on his team, and then that's how that went down, you know?
The age of 14 and enrolled at Harvard at the age of 15. He traveled the globe singing 4-part harmony with the school's jazz group, the Crocodillos. He graduated in 1998 at the age of 19, and instead of chasing a career on Wall Street, he focused on making music and co-founded a music media company called Next Selection Lifestyle Group. Sometime around 2004, 26-year-old Ryan was at a nightclub when he met 18-year-old model Cassandra Ventura. better known as Cassie. They began dating, and Ryan continued working on his music and produced tracks for Bad Boy Records, Usher, Britney Spears, and Beyoncé, while Cassie pursued her modeling career. Ryan's passion for making and performing music impressed label executives, from Antonio L.A. Reid to Tommy Mottola. But despite the respect he was earning in the industry, his solo career hit a snag. He recorded an album entitled Just Right, and it was set to be released in 2005. However, Ryan told Parlay magazine the album was never officially released because there was a, quote, lack of demand for it in the marketplace. He wanted to dominate the charts, but he knew he had to switch things up. The social network site MySpace had just launched, and Ryan and his friends all created user profiles. During a live performance, Ryan stated that he and his associates decided to test the platform by concocting a social experiment. They created a profile for Cassie and included some of her cute modeling photos. Ryan added, "When you put a beautiful woman on MySpace, both guys and girls would like to be her friend." The profile went from 0 to 650,000 friends. Ryan wasn't satisfied, though. He wanted to find a way to turn those friends into customers. So he asked Cassie if she would be interested in recording a song. Even though she wasn't a traditional or professionally trained singer, she agreed. Cassie recorded the track Me and You, which Ryan wrote and produced. Then they put the song on her MySpace profile, and the track skyrocketed. Despite many people being unimpressed with her voice, the song received 20,000 plays per day on her MySpace page. It didn't take long for record label he couldn't refuse, so Ryan decided to release Cassie's debut album on Bad Boy Records in a partnership with his production company. Cassie's self-titled debut album was released in August 2006 and debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200. And then, well, you probably know what happens next.
When you have a smoking hot product on your hands, people get excited about the product. People fall in love with the product. And Puffy fell in love with Cassie. And that's his girlfriend today.
Cassie and Diddy rode off into the sunset and made their first public appearance as a couple in 2012. She became the face of his new Sean John women's collection, and although she has dropped a few singles and made guest appearances in music videos for other artists and collaborated with Diddy, she has yet to release another studio album. 19 breakup. And what happened to Ryan once he and Cassie broke up? Well, he described himself as being completely heartbroken. Not only did he lose his girlfriend, but he lost his breakout R&B creation, and his deal with Bad Boy Records went sour as well. Ryan was asked about the situation in several interviews, but he always chose to take the high road. He told Essence magazine, "I've let folks pretty deeply into the areas of my life that I believe to be insightful, inspirational, and motivational. So the rest of it, I look at it as mine." He tried to move on and was linked to supermodel Chanel Iman, but it didn't last. Following their breakup, he shared the song Addiction on his MySpace profile. The song features Cassie and Fabulous.
Danity Kane, he tried to turn them into sex workers. He tried to make them poor girls into, how can I say? Yeah. They said him and Tupac was in a full-blown relationship. And I don't know if y'all seen those pictures that came out of him and Tupac, but they was kind of close-knit. And then Keefe D come out years later talking about Puffy ain't never pay up for that, you know. So do you think he was a scorned lover and had Tupac taken out? He asked Fabulous to party with him for his birthday. And not the type of party that me and you normally talk about partying. He meant party.
Reason why Sean Combs cannot come under the punishment of the law for any of his alleged crimes. First off, he's one of the richest artists in the industry. And when I say rich, I mean this man has a net worth of over $90 million. With that kind of money, it is easy to get a lot of people on your side, especially other rich and powerful men like himself. He's friends with Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Eminem, and many others. Money comes with power, and the more money you get, the more power you have. However, Sean uses his influence influence to do a lot of cruel things to people, and this is why he is greatly avoided by other artists in the industry. Take, for instance, when he forced Christopher Williams to give him a blowjob just because he wanted to give him an opportunity. Jaguar Wright exposed Diddy, saying he made Chris perform fellatio on him before he could get a demo deal. Now guys, that wasn't even the worst part of it all. As Chris was performing the blowjob on Diddy, an innocent lawyer who worked at the label walked in on them as the door wasn't locked. She was so embarrassed at what she saw that she immediately turned around and left the office.
See, anything.
Sean Combs isn't the type of man you want to joke with. He's one of the biggest rappers in the music industry, and he's not just big because of his money. I know you may have heard a lot about Sean Combs, but it'll interest you to discover why he's such an untouchable force in the industry, despite all the rumors of his involvement in the murder of several artists. Ready for the shock of your life? Then welcome to Gay Bible.
Carisha, please. Blink 2 times if you need to be saved from Puffy. Blink 2 times, girl. Blink.
Has been together. But long before Alex, Cassie was dating Sean P. Diddy Combs. And before Diddy, she was in a relationship with singer, songwriter, and producer Ryan Leslie. The story about Cassie going from this to this is quite messy.
Diddy tried to break up with Carisha. Something happens and he had to get back with her. He really gonna have to get back with her now. Because, baby, what you gonna do? If Carisha ain't walking around with you, baby, I don't know. He gonna have to take her back. He need a beard right now. So you know Carisha down for the job, honey. She ready.
Future said, hell no, I won't go. Hey y'all, it's your girl Tay with the T. And the internet has been broken, baby. Let's get into it.
Disclosed terms of the settlement, which came literally one day after Miss Ventura filed an explosive complaint against Sean Combs. Sean Combs, the singer, Cassie have reached the settlement. The parties announced on Friday evening that they have reached an agreement to resolve the case, though they disclosed no details about the terms of the settlement. I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. Cassie, whose full name is Cassandra Ventura, said in a statement, I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. In a statement, Mr. Combs said, we have decided to resolve this matter. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love.
We're all about this before we get into it. I don't know Sean Combs, aka Brother Love, aka whatever he's going by these days. I'm not here to say if he's guilty or innocent of anything. And also, I do know that because he's a billionaire, there's always a financial incentives and an upside for anybody who could make any accusations. Now, a lot of people can say where there's smoke, there's fire. Again, we're pretty much all making up assumptions because, again, at least I've never seen nothing. You know what I mean? I've never met a nigga, period, right? Now, do I have good reason enough to kind of be a little bit weary? Of course. If you ask me, when the nigga invites me to come to party with him, who knows if he wants to party or party, I personally think at this point he was trying to have a freak off with me, him, and motherfucking, what's that nigga named? Saucy Santana. I'm glad I didn't go. I think that, that was the Lord telling me, brother, you don't want to go to this party, okay? The brother love was going to be spreading a different type of love that night, all right? Regardless of that, or if he was going to try to explode a car or trying to get me killed, I'm gonna be honest with you, just flat out, I'm not one of these industry guys. So, I'm not one of the guys who's like super protected or whatever the case is.
So then they go on to say, in leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Ventura, pushed her into the corner of the vehicle, and was stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Ms. Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to kick her again in the face. Ms. Ventura was bleeding profusely and was then ushered into Mr. Combs' home where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Upon recognizing the damage that had been done and the physical evidence of his abuse, Mr. Combs panicked and forced his staff to bring Ms. Ventura to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in Los Angeles, where she was required to stay for a week. During this stay, as her injuries from the beating healed, Miss Ventura began to fully realize that Mr. Combs' tremendously loyal network not only knew about and witnessed his assaults, but that also these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop Mr. Combs' behavior. She recognized that she was powerless and that reporting Mr. Combs to the authority would not alter Mr. Combs' status or influence, but would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Tay with the T, and baby, the internet is going crazy to say the least. P. Demon Diddy? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Say it with me. Oh my God. Cassie came out with a 35-page suit against P. Demon Diddy, right, y'all? And the things that she told within that 35-page letter is things that a lot of us knew already, but for her to come out and put it in black and white made it even more, how can I say, things brung to the light. Because Kim Porter dealt with that man for years, okay? She was gonna do a tell-all book. Her death date was November 15th. Just coincidentally, months ago, like in June, a psychic had came out saying that she had summoned Kim Porter and how some news was gonna come out in November of 2023 and so on and so forth. Well, we're in November of 2023, and unfortunately, Kim Porter book never made it to the light. I wonder why. Puffy. Huh? Right. Anyway, the book never made it to light, and that book probably had more and way more things to say than Cassie did in this 35 pages, baby. Because the truth of the matter is, these people are covered in the industry. It's not just Puffy. It's just Puffy that we're talking about right now. Let's talk about Aaliyah with R. Kelly. Let's talk about how Beyonce is still being held captive by Jay-Z. Let's talk about how K. Michelle was being beat and abused by Memphis Hits and everybody thought that it was a lie, baby. Let's talk about the factors of the situation has been playing on for years, and being that these people are covered, it makes the people that are the victims feel like they have no way out. Meaning, if everybody that work with these people know what these people do and nobody is willing to speak up, who the hell are you? That's how it makes you feel in a situation. But I'm happy she decided to break her silence. Now, the coincidence of it all is Kim Porter bringing out that book, that tell-all book, it would have let a lot of things and a lot of people free. It's not just Cassie. It's men included, baby. This man has a fetish for both women and men. He likes to be in control. So with that being said, listen, this is just the beginning, and I'm going to say that again. I am shocked and appalled. Am I shocked and appalled about the things, about the person that we talking about? No, because I been knew some shit was not right with Puffy. Okay, we all been knew some shit was not right with Puffy. This man was talking about wrestling over Frosted Flakes with Usher. Okay, this is the same man that invited Fabulous to a party, that said he wanted the party. This is the same man that offered to take 50 Cent shopping. This is the same man that Future said, hell no, I won't go. This is the same man that Superhead told Exhibit that I'll tell you later, because in Puffy's world, Superhead aka Karen aka Superhead is the devil. Why do he see her as the devil? He tells Exhibit, listen, that's the type of woman that'll take pictures with fingers in your butt. Do you think she took a picture with her finger in his butt? Do you think so? If you think so, drop down in the comments why you think he's so fearful of that woman. Listen, your girl Tay came and she brung notes, baby. Okay, let's get into the factors of Danity Kane. Let's get into the factors of making the band. Let's get into the factors of Justin Bieber. He scared that boy straight, okay? He said, listen, I'm going back to Canada. It ain't have nothing to do with the things that he was doing for us getting in trouble, but that's because he was on the run from Puffy. I'm pretty sure y'all seen that interview when Puffy how can I say pulled up in the studio on Old Boy, and Justin Bieber couldn't do nothing but stutter like Puffy, like, you know, I've been having my team reach out to you. Why would you be going so hard to listen? He grooms them from young, okay? very young, so that way he can manipulate and once again control. We all know, and I'm not gonna sit here and disrespect the young lady by saying she didn't have any talent, but far as musically, she made one single. This man signed this girl for 10 albums. That was a contract to sign her life away, basically. Okay, let's talk about Total. What happened with Total? Kissing you more than I can take. Right. How about Faith? It's a lot of people that can come out and tell a story about this man that just ain't, because they don't have the courage and they decided to walk around with their life. Now, the crazy part about it is everything that Jaguar Wright said in her video interview on her podcast, she was right. She was right. Everything she said about Kim, she was right. Why is it that everybody that decided to come out with a tell-all was going to do a tell-all, they're dead or ended up sick or almost to the point that they can't do nothing if they chose to? Al B. Sure, sick. Anybody else, dead. Okay? That's how he do. He drug him, he fuck him, he kill him. Drug him, fuck him, kill him. You heard me. That's his preference. That man ain't nothing but the damn devil. And I thank all of my lucky stars that God has never let me cross anyone like that far as empaths, because I don't know what it is that I would be able, or what I would do if I had to put myself in any one of those women's shoes. Listen, Kamora Lee was being held captive by Russell Simmons, baby. Why you think her and Kim Porter was the best of friends? They had the same thing in common. Crazy ass men. Crazy ass men. And how is it that these men get into the industry and become so crazy? Do you hear the type of things they are saying took place? This man went from hotel to hotel. He was calling them FOs, okay? You are supposed to have an FO every week, and he calls that a fuck off, okay? A FO is a fuck off, right? So he was forcing this girl to have an FO every week, ordering male sex people to have sex with, and he wanted to make sure it was big and black, baby. Listen. I'm telling you, Cassie said, if I gotta sacrifice myself just so no one else get hurt, people could say, oh, why she took so long to come out. Listen, you don't put a time limit on somebody's abuse. You don't do that. I don't even understand, excuse me, how people could fix their mouth to say something like that about somebody once they hear the details about something they went through that was so horrific. Like, it's gonna take some time to tell some shit like that. She was drugged most of the time, wearing masks all of the time, to have sex all of the time. I mean, this man was sending women on vacations, not to have a good time, but to heal from the ass beatings in which he was given. He made this woman do a whole ploy about going to Dubai and falling off of a bike and a four-wheeler, okay? And the whole time she was out there healing. Imagine being tortured for 20 years, okay? For the amount of time that it was torture from the time that she met that man. First of all, she was 19, he was 30 something. He was old enough to be that girl's goddamn daddy. So letting stuff like that go on is the type of stuff that I'm talking about that the industry would allow. They allowed R. Kelly to marry Aaliyah at 15 years of age. 15! I'm sorry, y'all. I would be on the news. I don't care what career somebody would be promising my teen daughter. If you think that, like I was saying, your girl would be in jail on the news because he would be dead, and more dead. But anyway, this is your girl Tay with the T, and I had to come and spill it, baby, because this is crazy. And this man been being able to live his life like he ain't did nothing to nobody for years. Like, it's like, will he ever be punished? And yeah, he did pay this settlement, this suit, But does that change the fact of what a person went through? No. Does that change the fact how many others there may be? No. Does that change the fact this might continue to happen or will continue to happen? No. Listen, I know if Beyonce come out and tell her story, honey, if Beyonce come and tell her story, okay? Because listen, she ain't even allowed to speak anymore. You don't even hear from her. And I don't think that's her choice. I'm telling you the truth. Okay? Kimora got away. After a while, once they reach a certain age, they free them. They let them loose. Okay? And the only thing that sets them free is the fact is of them leaving the establishment, but they still be having their life in the palm of their hands. These people are evil. Not little bit evil, big evil. Because at the end of the day, what type of person, you cannot be human and be able to do this type of thing to people. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I just don't even know what to say. I came with notes and everything. And the fact is of me coming with the notes, I had to write some of the stuff down just to be able to repeat it, because some stuff is just so unbelievable. Like, what? This is the time. I don't listen. I'll be an independent artist. I don't want to be signed by no label. I don't want to be in the industry. Listen, anybody that's in the industry and need to be freed at this point, you should be blinking twice. Okay, like we said, Carisha, if you need to be free, baby, blink twice. Because, woo. He told her, listen, put some makeup on. My son don't need to see you like that. The balls! He keeps his rooms, bathrooms, hotels filled with baby oil and lube. He likes things stuffed in his trunk. Jaguar Wright, where you at? Wherever you at, girl, I believed you from the beginning. We all have our shortcomings in life, but I'm going to tell you, her and Orlando Brown, they ain't crazy worth the fuck. It's just the things that they done seen, saw, and nobody would ever believe that makes them seem that they are crazy. But listen, the ones that you think is normal is the crazy ones, and the ones that you call crazy be the ones that be normal. You better be careful who you link up with and become attached to. Don't be thinking that just because these men are in the industry and they seem successful, that's a good way to go, baby. Because that may be your life ending. That may be the end of the story. Obviously. But I'm happy Cassie came out and was able to tell her story, so that way you and me would be able to know what was going on behind the scenes, baby. Because we thought we knew, but we all actually had no idea at all.
This T with Tay. Hit the like button, please don't play.